Hi, it's time for a chime video. So what we're looking at here is a NuTone model L37, which was made in 1961, and it's a recessed clock chime. And here you can see the clock face. You have this nice, very stylish anodized aluminum cover and this plastic ring with the hours on it, and then the sort of traditional NuTone hands and a sweep second hand. This was sent in by a customer for repair, and it is all done, and I thought I'd take a minute to show you it because it's a rather unusual chime, not so much for the clock part. This is very similar to lots of chimes that they made. The most classic one was a model L36, which was called the Elite, and that's the one that has a very mid-century modern look to it. It has a slightly different layout on the cover itself, but then it's got the little round dots that go around for the numbers in red and black. It's a very, very mid-century modern looking chime. So let's go ahead and take the clock loose. I'm going to unplug it from the chime here on the back. This was sent in basically in non-working condition. Briefly, what we did was I disassembled the clock movement completely. I cleaned all of the gears inside that you can't see, but I have other videos about that. This was all taken apart. All the gears were cleaned in the ultrasonic cleaner. This particular chime needed a new Telecron gear drive assembly because the other one was jammed up, and also the coil here was falling apart, and that was repaired. And as we usually do, I put new wires on it, because the wires that came on it when it was new were less than half as long as these, and it makes plugging it in to the connections here really difficult. What makes this L37 unique are several different things. One, it's a recessed chime. You have this gray steel box, and this is designed to be put in during construction of a house. It sits back inside the wall cavity, and then all you have that you see on the face of the wall is the clock itself. It's not a big old thick chime like this sticking off the wall in the house, because remember, it's built in. It's built into the house. That was a very 50s and 60s kind of thing, to have everything built into the walls of the house to make everything look clean and sleek and fancy. The other thing that makes this chime interesting and unique is that it has inside of it 3 tone bars. So you've got one, second one's back here, and the third one's over here on the left. Like that. This is a 2-door chime, so it's set up so you can have 2 push buttons, front door and rear door. When you ring the rear door, you pretty much get exactly what you would expect to get, which is a nice single note. Now, it is a higher note than average for a NuTone chime, and you'll find out why that is in a second. The other thing is, if you listen really carefully, this chime resonates very nicely. So if we ring it, and I'm going to drop my finger when the note goes away, maybe a little longer than that even. It resonates really nicely because it has really big resonator boxes on either side. The front door is where it becomes really special. Let's go ahead and ring it. This is what's called a chord note chime. So when you push the button, the first thing you hear are the 2 tone bars on the right, and then when you release the button, the third one on the left. Which gives it a very pleasant sound, and it also resonates really nicely, so the sound carries very well. NuTone made chord note chimes on and off for probably 50 years. They were never the mainstream chime, and they were also always a more expensive chime because you had more working parts to make the whole thing go. They did make a chord tone chime in the 1980s. It was somewhat larger than this. It was not a recessed chime. It had the 3 tone bars and the 3 plungers, and it had a smoked plexiglass cover. That chime was called the Twilight. And if you think Twilight and you listen to this, it's actually the perfect name. probably wouldn't have sold that well in 1961 as the Twilight. The Elite or some other name like that probably was better. This is a very nice chime. You don't see these very often. They came in with a variety of different face plates and things over mostly the 60s. I think by the 70s to a large extent most of them were gone. It was more of a 50s and 60s sort of chime, and this is a very nice example of a chord note chime. So that's it. Just a quick look at a NuTone model L37 chime from 1961. I hope you found this interesting, and maybe for someone it will be helpful. If you have one of these in your house and it's not working properly, it's well worth having fixed because it is a very nice chime. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up on YouTube because that helps us just a little bit. There'll be a banner right here that shows you how to subscribe. Go to our YouTube homepage, click on the bell, and when you click on the bell, click on it to receive all notifications, and every time we post a new video, you'll get a notification and you can watch it. That's all for today. See you on the next video.